Hi, it's Christiana Gaudette, and I am here today with a review of Corporate Tarot Deck by Melanie McCarthy. This is a self-published deck. The quality of the deck is very good. The cardstock is good. The images are very clear. It comes in this very nice, sturdy box with a lift-off lid. It does not come with any sort of a book, no LWB, but if you go to the website, corporatetarot.org, you can download the 108-page ebook, also by Melanie McCarthy, which will tell you everything you need to know about this very interesting deck. This is more than a theme deck. Certainly, we understand that the theme is the business world. But this is not just an archetypal assignment deck. This is a deck that is designed to be used in corporate boardrooms, to be used for career development and business strategy. In the book, there is actually a whole chapter devoted to professional tarot readers. And I think that this is a great deck that any professional reader could use to help plot and plan their own career. Now, in my book, Fortune Stellar, which is for professional tarot readers, I encourage people to turn to their tarot deck to plan their tarot business. Corporate tarot really even takes that a step further. Now, every card in this deck has been renamed. Corporate tarot really is its own thing, very separate from any of the other tarot traditions. Let's take a look at the major arcana. The major arcana in corporate tarot is called strategy cards. Each of these cards discusses a particular strategy. So let's look. Card 8, which would be strength in a traditional deck, is courage. Card 1, the magician, proficiency. Card 20, judgment, appraisals. Card 3, the empress, abundance. Card 9, introspection. Card 2, potential. Card 5, training. Card 14, I like this particularly, normally would be temperance. Here is compromise. Card 19 is clarity. Card 4, the emperor, is wisdom. I like this. Card 16, the tower, reorganization. The fool is exuberance. 15, the devil, negativity. 21, the world, is prosperity. And it's interesting to me that in this whole deck, this is the only card so far that I've really seen to be about money. Really, the goal here of this deck is about career satisfaction more than it is wealth, which I really like. Card 17, inspiration. My only problem with that is there is also a suit or a phase in the minor arcana known as the tactical cards, also called inspiration. I think that's a little confusing. This is my favorite. Death, card 15, promotion. How awesome is that? Now, the minor arcana, again, not called suits, but instead phases. Phase 1 is inspiration related to the element of fire. This would be the suit of wands. And the ebook really talks with each of the phases about a story from ace to 10, the phase of inspiration, going from 1, getting the idea, all the way through to 10. We also see, of course, the court cards here are called Myers-Briggs personality cards. There are 4 of them for each suit. Here are the 4 from the suit of expression. Expression, we'll talk about that in a minute, but it's related to the element of earth. It's the final of the 4 phases, bringing a project through to fruition. So the 4 ranks are strategist, mentor, partner, and manager. Unlike a typical tarot deck, there are no age or gender aspects to these 4 characters. Now, let's look then at the phase, not the suit, but the phase of research, which is phase 2, and would be the suit of swords. So here we see the Three of Swords is understanding ideas, Three of Research. The Four is celebrate meditation. The Six of Research, which would be the Six of Swords, is grateful. I have to say, I don't always agree with where she's going with these things. For instance, for me, the Six of Swords typically is the card of science. In the suit of research, there's such an opportunity here, but you know, every deck author gets to create the deck they want, and that's what we have here. So for the Ten of Swords, that card where we would in the weight deck see the person lying prone with 10 swords in their back, we see the Ten of Research is exhausted. Okay, so the third phase is the Cups or the water phase, and this is the phase of collaboration. Now, I absolutely love the idea of water in business equals collaboration. That makes so much sense. I like that just as much as I like the air suit, the sword suit, as research. I think it's beautiful. And finally, we already saw the court or the personality cards of expression. Here is the suit of expression. I like the Three of expression. That would be the Three of Pentacles, understanding creativity. That makes sense to me. The Ten of expression, the Ten of Pentacles, renewed. I don't know about that one. You know, there's so much in the Ten of Pentacles about legacy. Again, maybe a missed opportunity. Obviously, I might have gone a different way within the theme. But, you know, isn't that one of the great advantages of working with a different deck, working with a deck that uses the archetypes in a different theme? Because it allows us to take a look at where the artist went, where the creator went, and to say, you know what, I would take it a different place, and here's why. It increases our understanding of tarot on the whole. And I think that's a great thing. Now, let me tell you my very favorite thing about this deck, the card backs. Not reversible. We don't deal with reversals in this deck. There's nothing in the book about reversals. But here is what is so very cool. Card backs, each one different from the next. 78 distinct, different card backs. They all sort of have this urban theme. They're all taking place in sort of an urban business center. But we definitely see different things. And we are meant to interpret these as well. The book tells us that this is a bonus, suggests a few ways that we could interpret them. The one that really strikes me is imagine being a reader, and I'm not this reader, but many are. Imagine being a reader who puts the cards out face down first. So let me do a 3-card reading, and I'll tell you what I mean. Okay, let's go like this. Boink, boink, boink. Okay, 3 cards. So let's okay, here we go. Sometimes I can't tell. I'm all over the place here. Okay, sometimes I cannot tell if a card is upright or reversed. This would definitely go this way. Okay, so we go this way, this one goes this way, and this one goes this way. So here's my 3-card reading. Let's say it's my 3-card reading for my business. How would we interpret? Let me get these so you can see them better. Okay. How would we interpret these 3 cards? Well, we have this one where we can see the building in the background, but what we really see is the trees. Is that telling me to spend time in nature? Is that telling me to make sure that I have a balance in my business between the natural world and the man-made world, and what that could symbolize? Here we see one specific building all the way up to the top. Could this talk about my ambition to get as far to the top as I could? Here we see a lot of different architecture, and there's a real focus on windows. So with windows, you know, maybe that has to do with how I present myself to others. Just a thought. You might interpret them differently. But the idea that these add to the reading, I think really makes sense. Now, I haven't done enough of a study to really look at how the card back reflects the actual card, each actual card, and I don't know if it does. But let's take a look. In my 3-card reading, okay, I have the world, prosperity. And it's interesting to me then, looking at the tree as being part of the world, when we talk about how I personally see prosperity, I am much more earth-based than money-based. Let's put it that way. But this, when we look at, and I didn't denote card positions, I was just looking at 3 cards about my business. So is my business prosperous? Well, we would always want business to be more prosperous, but this does suggest that I do well and have done well, and it's absolutely true. This one, card 5, training. So this is very interesting because I am constantly learning, constantly training, but I actually spent a lot of time today working with someone to plan a training program for other tarot readers. So this is very, very accurate in that regard. And here we have one of the personality cards. It's an ENFJ. And interestingly, in my own personality type, I'm definitely EN. So that's kind of cool. So the strategist of collaboration, I believe, would be the Knight of Cups, if anyone's counting. But what does this tell me? I think it's interesting that I was collaborating earlier. So here's how I'm going to interpret this. This program, and what I can tell you is I was working today with Jenna Matlin for a day-long intensive that Marcus Katz, and Tolly Goodwin are going to be presenting in Florida the day before TarotCon in October. So if you're watching this before then, hey, you can still get tickets. We're doing a day-long intensive for professional tarot reading, and I think that's what this is about, that I'm collaborating with these people. I was just meeting with Jenna today. We're going to do a training, and this should make everyone who attends this very prosperous in their business. So what a great business reading. Now, within the book, there are many strategies for how to work with the cards. Obviously, what I just did here was very free form. That tends to be my style anyway. But I wanted you to see what the cards look like. Recognize that, this is a deck that might work for people who wouldn't normally be tarot people. Not a lot of unicorns and fairies going on here, but you could really see how these cards could be embraced in the corporate world. And you say, well, gee, would business people really do tarot in that way? And I would say absolutely, because I get called into corporations all the time to help with strategy, to help with team building. And so these cards would work differently than the regular cards that I use. I tend to bring my regular weight deck into the boardroom. Perhaps people would respond to this even better. I also think that there have been a lot of sort of corporate things, books, publications that have this same spirit. I'm thinking about books like Who Moved My Cheese? Or What Color is Your Parachute? Or The 1-Minute Manager. Corporate tarot deck seems to have a very similar feel, and that's a feel that is easily embraced by the corporate world. So whether you are a tarot reader, a business professional, or both, you might find that corporate tarot would be a tool that would really help you as you work toward your own success. I'm Christiana Gaudet. For more tarot reviews or for more information about me, you can go to my website, christianagaudet.com. To get your corporate tarot deck, just go to the corporate tarot website, corporatetarot.org.